Hello everyone and welcome back to Pickleball King. So today, if you couldn't tell by the main menu screen or by the title of the video, we are playing the Metro mod for Hearts of Iron. That's right, this is a brand new mod that's just come out onto the workshop and I am super excited to try it out. So if you're familiar with your Metro lore, you'll see some of our favorite factions right here in our favorite mod. We got the Red Line, the Fourth Reich, Hanza, Polis, and of course the Emerald City. I'm not too familiar with the Order of Sparta, and Arbiansk, but I'm sure that they were in the books or in the games. But let's take a look at the map. As you can see, the whole Moscow metro has been recreated, and I think it looks absolutely stunning. So today, we are going to be playing as Hanza, which is the big ring you see in the middle of the map. We're going to try to close the ring as the Hanza, so that we have ultimate control, and we're also going to try to destroy the Fourth Reich, because they're the other faction that has a focus tree. We're also going to take out the Red Line, just because they've been causing us lots of problems, and because frankly, they deserve it. So, let's get started. Alright, so we have loaded in, and if we go ahead and take a look at our focus tree isn't too massive, but it's still bigger than base game Italy, so it's not too bad. At the start of the game, we only really have one option. We can only go down the new quarter, and I'm thinking for this game, I took a look at this, and I think we're going to go down economic neutrality just because this doesn't really give us anything more, just because the new leader focus tree hasn't been made yet. And I think we want to go down, board of directors, because obviously this doesn't give us anything. And this will let us basically get a bunch of puppets, close the ring, and eventually we'll be able to fight the Fourth Reich. And also, what you might notice is since it's the Metro, it's actually really cool. Like if we look at the states, they're pretty skinny, so you actually are like fighting in the tunnels, and like these round things are like the actual stations. And what you might notice is, a metro, not too many people live in the metro, so we only have 76 free manpower, and if we like click on a division, there's only 15 people in here, and they just have revolvers, so this is like very small scale, so we need to be really careful. We do not want to be just throwing bodies into a meat grinder. That is something we don't want to happen, just because we literally cannot afford that. Every person is incredibly valuable. So let's go ahead and start off with a new quarter, and that'll get us an event. Oh, interesting. So this is basically like you get to create some lore. So you get to pick what you want to be. So we can either be, say, like our background was a former committee member of Polis, which is like the main city in the Metro universe, or a resident of the Komsomolskaya Radialnya. This gives us better recovery, and this makes them like us more, and it gives us more political power. So I think we're going to say we were a former member of Polis. I like that idea. Alright, that was actually really cool. I like that you get to build some lore. That's actually really neat. And then also, we are not doing so well. So, if you read the books, there was I think it might be in the games as well. We had a war with the Red Line. So, basically, I think the end of the war resulted in us getting this station. And then the Red Line, was given something else. I don't know. It was a very bloody war. And apparently we even have a faction. Who is in our faction? I'm not sure. Wait, is this us? I'm not quite sure. We might be the only ones in our faction, but as you can see, there are a couple of factions. And our national spirits, not looking so great. We have big penalties, 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 and penalties. And also, obviously, the tech tree has been completely reworked. So, this is more from the games, I'm assuming. So yeah, obviously, there's a new tech tree. We have support companies, which I think is kind of cool. We have like miniguns and flamethrowers. That's awesome. And then obviously rail vehicles, because it's a metro, so there are actual trains. So there's like the basic hand carts, and then you can get them bigger, and eventually you can get like rail tanks and panzers. Holy cow! I think we want to try to get the panzers if we can. And then we also have special forces, which is kind of neat, and then industry, pretty generic. And then the other thing that I saw in our focus tree, which looks really cool and I do want to explore, is down here. We can actually get stalkers, and I guess the stalkers can go to the surface and like start getting resources for us. And I'm guessing, yeah, it looks like there's events, so I'm curious to see how that works. What's kind of interesting with this mod as well is that construction has been completely overlooked, because obviously there's not an air force or a navy. But you can actually build like barbed wires now, which make it harder to be attacked. It lowers the incoming forces. And what's also pretty interesting is in terms of divisions, since obviously this is metro fighting, you can't build like huge divisions. They're all really small. Like this division, we could only add one more brigade, and I'm guessing that would bump us up to like what, 25 people? So yeah, things are pretty small. But we do have a rail division. So I do actually want to get that going because I feel like that'll be kind of strong. Alright, so basically, what this is saying is we got elected because we were a veteran, but also why else were we elected? So we can either choose to increase profit margins, become friends with the Metro, or we can become defend the ring against any threats. And I think we are going to defend the ring against any threats. And, I think all of these independent, countries or city-states are threats to themselves, so we'll probably have to, take care of them as well. But I do like these events. This is actually really neat. I'm liking this mod a lot so far. Oh, we have another thing. So, it also turns out that our character is haunted by regret. We basically have PTSD, which is kind of not great, but maybe we'll be able to overcome it. And this is super cool, so like our character is getting all these modifiers. This is actually really cool. I wonder if like all the factions are getting it. No, it only looks like we're just getting it. But that's actually really neat. I like that. That's a really cool mechanic. Oh, what's also really cool is I've just been looking at the decisions. So there's a lot of decisions to like increase quotas, decrease quotas, develop stuff. Basically like a bunch of decisions. But also, if you look around the map, there are these black bits, which is sort of like uninhabited tunnel. And so what you can actually do is with the decisions, you can actually spend, it looks like, political power and some manpower, and you can actually send an expeditionary force and try to reclaim parts of the tunnel. That is actually really neat. That's a cool mechanic. So I think, let's try recovering some of this. So like, yeah, let's try recovering this. Let's see if we are successful. So yeah, let's go for this. 50% chance successful. Let's do it. Alright, it'll take 50 days, so I guess we'll find out. Oh, it turns out there was apparently a war. I didn't even know that between the Order of Sparta and the mutants. Well, looks like the Order of Sparta won. I'm not even sure where the Order of Sparta is. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I guess they probably took over these guys? Interesting. Oh, holy cow, they even have a full overwork over the land doctrine. That is actually really neat. I was not expecting that. Very cool, mod. Very cool. Alright, so we sent in an expedition into our tunnel, and it looks like it has been successful. We get 10 manpower, and we got control of the tunnel. Very cool. Alright, and it's time to start training the surface stalkers, so hopefully we can start sending out expeditions to the cruel surface and try to get some resources back. Alright, so we've gotten an event. There are vagrants in a tunnel. Basically, we can either turn them away, protect us, or we can let them in, but it lowers stability by 4%, but we get 25 people. Personally, I think that getting 25 extra people might be worth it, and I don't think stability is going to be too hard to get. Well, it should be literally impossible to get, but I think let's let them join. Hopefully they don't start a revolution against us. Alright, so right now I'm working on rebuilding the northern arc, which is like this top part of the ring that we have. And we have a choice to make, and basically you can either work on civilian or military. And if we go down military, you can trade with a Satanist, which gives us an event. But then we can purchase the free farms, hopefully, which is these guys. And that sounds pretty good. Or if we go down the other path, we can basically take over these guys, the dry bandits. But these guys are pretty small, and that would require a war. And manpower is still kind of rough, so I kind of want to see if we can just buy the free farmers, since we are basically, like anarcho-capitalists. Well, we're not anarchists, but you know what I'm saying. We're very much free market, so I think we should try buying these guys, and hopefully they'll accept. So let's do that. Alright, so basically one of our patrols was just patrolling the tunnel, and they see something shiny when they flash their flashlight. And we have a choice. We can either remove the barricades to see what it is, and we have a 20% chance that it's a mutant, a 50% chance that it's nothing, or 30% that it's something lost, something found. Or we could just best not to risk it. But you know what? I think it's worth a gamble. We have some manpower. We have a decent military. I think if it's a mutant, we can take it on. Let's do it. Oh, frick. It was a mutant. Okay. That was not very good. Oh, this is actually really cool. I didn't realize that when we first look at the tech tree, you actually pick which guns you want to go down, and it's like, mutually exclusive. This is actually a really cool mechanic. This would actually be really interesting to see in base Hearts of Iron. Alright, we finally have 20 command power, so we're going to go ahead and try to scavenge resources from off the surface. Alright, so we have just scoured the north of Moscow, and we found a bunch of metal detectors, so we can either just salvage the metal detectors, or we can put them to good use. Or, as the event says, we can put them to good use, or we can nf_HNZ.36.b. And although the resource gain efficiency plus 10% isn't bad, I would rather just have the resources. So we're just going to go with nf underscore hnz.36b. I think that's the right choice to make. Alright, so we have finished this focus, the satellite states, and at first I thought that nothing had happened, but if we actually look at decisions, we actually can like get economic and political influence over these stations, and then eventually we can puppet them, which is kind of interesting. Unfortunately, it requires a lot of political power, and in this mod, political power is kind of scarce, which is rather unfortunate. Oh, we finally have our first war since the war in the start of the game. The Fourth Reich is going after the Dmitrievsk alliance, so let's take a look. Where is that? Okay, so they're fighting these guys. Okay, gotcha. Alright, hopefully the Dmitrievsks do well, because I don't want the Fourth Reich getting stronger. But also, I hope the Fourth Reich gets beaten up, you know, a bit, just because I've been trying to get this focus, pressure the Fourth Reich, but we need to have an army twice the size of them, and I just cannot get it. I've been trying to, like, pump out troops, but I still can't get it, which is kind of concerning, which means they have a decent army size. Alright, I have finally saved up enough political power so that I can move up to the subversive hegemony, which cost 300 political power, which was painful, but now we can actually go to war with the Fourth Reich and or the Red Line. I think I kind of want to try fighting the Red Line first, and then we'll take out the Fourth Reich, I think. Alright, I think we're ready for war. I'm only going to have 3 of my armies attack, but we'll see how it goes, so let's try it. Alright, the war has begun. World tension did go up quite a bit, so that is good. So let's see, are we able? Oh, those are some good green numbers. I like that. Looks like my puppet's trying to push, and we're pushing here. That's pretty good. And here, I just want to hold. I don't know if these guys are going to hold very well. Just because they're not very well trained. Maybe we can instant deploy some guys? No, not yet, but next time we can, we will. Actually, let's see. What happens if you guys attack? Oh, green. Perfect. Maybe my troops are just way better. Actually, we can see how much divisions they have. Oh, they only have 6 to 22 divisions, so I'm just going to have everyone attack, I think. And if we secure the red line, we'll be able to close the ring a lot more. We'll actually be able to cut it in half nearly. And then if we can take out the Fourth Reich, we can slowly crush the ring inwards. And then maybe we'll push outwards. We'll see how it goes. So far, the war is going pretty well. We've only lost 3 people, and they've lost 26 people. So that's pretty good. But they are... Wow, okay, if it's 110, that'd be impressive. But yeah, they're actually pretty well industrialized. I thought we were gonna, you know, dominate them in terms of industry, but they're not bad. And these guys are holding, which is perfect. And it looks like we have broken through here, and then we can just rush their capital, and I think that'll be good. And over here, we're also having some success, so that's good. Alright, we're making pushes both north and south. This is good. If we can get to the stations, that'll be good, because the thing is, supply in the tunnels is not very good. Oh, sweet, we've actually pushed it. Okay, very good job. This is perfect. We might be able to get their capital really fast. This is just one of my infantry armies. I didn't actually expect them to do very good. My infantry is pretty basic. It's just infantry, and then they have a field hospital just because I want to save manpower. But it seems to be working. Here, everyone, I'm just go. Point and click adventure, let's go. Hydraulic press, that's neat, but I want their capital. I think these guys can even push at this point just because they're so, yeah. The red line's just been absolutely obliterated at this point. Although it turns out, yeah, using a motorized army, like, it's good, don't get me wrong, but, like, fuel is pain. I don't actually know... Wait, if I can click on them... Yeah, none of them... Yeah, they basically have, like, no fuel. It's not ideal. Oh, look at that, another big encirclement. Let's do it. Alright, we have annexed the red line, and they no longer exist. And they gave us a good amount of equipment, and these, I think, supplies. And are these cores? No, they're occupied states. That's a little unfortunate. Oh! Okay, I can just justify on them right away. Okay, that's great to know. Yeah, I think I'm going to justify on these guys next, I think, before we do the focus. Just because I want to close the ring. Because that's the first objective, is to close the ring. And then we gobble everyone up. Alright, we're still a pretty long way away from getting the justification on these guys. And I do want to close the ring, so we're going to keep it going. But I think it is time for us to go and defeat the Fourth Reich. I didn't really want to finish this, but we haven't quite gotten to it. So let's go and do it once and for all. In 65 days, we shall purge the fascists from here. Alright, so from what I figured out, if you do plan on playing this, I would really recommend going down to this focus, or just to any of these, because these get rid of a national spirit that cripples your command power. Because once you get rid of that spirit, it's actually way faster to get command power, and you can actually hire generals. So that was a mistake I made. So make sure you get rid of that spirit. I forget what it's called, but just if you just go down here, down like the military one, it doesn't take long. And I just didn't think it was very useful, but it turns out it is very important. So make sure you do that if you play at home. That's a pro gamer tip right there. Alright, our justification is complete, so I think we're going to go ahead and begin the war. Let's see how it goes. I think it's going to go pretty well, because they've been stuck at this war in a while, so I doubt they're going to have many supplies. Yeah, lots of green. Green everywhere I looked. Have we shattered some of them? No. We're just not driving it to every place. But yeah, it's going pretty well so far. Oh, we shattered them completely here. It'd be kind of funny. I wonder if we can, if we manage to encircle them. Oh yeah, I think we can pressure the Reich as we're invading them. That'd be kind of funny. There's not much of a point in doing it, but for the meme we shall, once whatever this focus is, Better Arms gets completed. We shall crush the Fourth Reich, and Hanza shall become the dominant leader of the Metro. And once we close the ring, everyone shall be at our mercy. Yeah, the Fourth Reich is not having a good time. They're already at 25%. We're just pushing them. They've just got like no resistance at all. Well, actually right here they're having some luck, but actually their generals are probably not bad because of all the combat they've been stuck in, but who knows. Alright, time to pressure the Reich while we're at war. Oh, they've actually turned on Last Stand. That's actually pretty clever for the AI to do it right there. The AI has been doing a lot of that recently, which I'm actually glad that they do it. It definitely makes it more of a challenge. Alright, I have to say, the Reich definitely, I think because they're more consolidated, they definitely are having a more stubborn resistance than the Red Line did have, but I do think we're going to break them. We might actually have to build some supply hubs just to help keep, you know, supply decent, but their end will come sooner or later. Hopefully sooner. I don't want to be stuck in a meat grinder for 2 hours.
2 hours later.
Alright, we're still at war with the fascists, but now we've declared war on these guys so that we can close the rink. The rink? The ring. Damn, is this an ice skating rink or something? Nah. Hopefully this war goes well. We don't have too big of an army here, but these guys are also not too big. So, let's see how it goes. Alright, we've taken this station. Very cool. And also, I think all these guys are going to be lacking supplies yet, because they're not connected to their capital, so this will be easy peasy. The Reich, on the other hand, is not easy peasy. Uh-oh, we're about to get encircled. I do not like that. We should, like, not get encircled. One sec. Oh, yeah, we've been encircled, which is not ideal, but I think we can weasel out of it, maybe? Oh, no, we're gonna lose a decent chunk of the army. That is unfortunate, but sometimes that's what happens in the Metro, you know? You're not careful, you just get encircled. You gotta be careful when you fight in a Metro. Alright, so the Fourth Reich turns out to be a bigger challenge than I expected. That's alright. We'll still do it. Their superior brain power of us getting encircled. But that's alright, sometimes that happens. The one issue with being the ring is that if we want to move these guys over to the Fourth Reich, we have to take them all the way, like, basically around the ring. It's not ideal. It takes a long time to, like, have guys be moved around. Alright, we're about to have a great success. We're going to take this city using our backup army, just because it actually has full strength. There we go. We've gotten it, which means we should... Oh, we don't have a railroad. Let's quickly build the railroad so we actually have supplies coming in. And then this should absolutely, I think this will be the crushing blow that we needed. Because also, if we can cut these guys off, these guys can finish them off. This has been a bloody war, no doubt, but it shall also be glorious. In the name of Hanza, we shall liberate the fascists from themselves and enrich them. Oh, look at that. The road to their capital is basically open. This is wonderful. There we go. We've done it. Oh my god, I'm so happy. We were in that war for so long. Holy cow. Those guys are also in the war. Alright, let's just... Oh, we can't even... Alright, enter. Did they puppet them? Holy cow, they puppeted the entire Fourth Reich. Oh my god, okay, that was cringe. I don't understand how they had the war score to puppet them. Well, that sucks. All those men, they died for nothing, it turns out. They ended up being a puppet of these guys, and even if I wanted to take him back, I'd have to wait 220 days. And I think I've been playing this game for 8 years, so I'm not willing to do that. I still count that as a W. I'd just say that was just AI shenanigans. And I still think that was our win. We closed the ring as Hanza, we defeated the Red Line and the Fourth Reich. And yeah, this has been the Metro mod. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and check it out on the workshop. It's pretty good. You can also play as the Fourth Reich. They have a focus tree as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.